much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aoife Sheridan. I'm with Fingal County Council's Economic Development Department. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come here this morning and speak to you. The first thing I want to talk to you about is Fingal County Council's Economic Development Strategy, Future Fingal. This is the first economic development strategy that Fingal County Council has actually produced. So it's basically setting out a roadmap for how we want the economy, the local economy in Fingal to grow out to 2040. We have a number of themes in it, and you'll see the themes here. And first among them, even though they're in no particular order, is sustainability. So we know sustainability is a very big challenge for businesses, and we wanted to make sure that we emphasise the importance of that. We recently did a piece of work with DCU and some students there, and we were going through this economic development plan with them. And the first comment we got back from them was, we've never seen a document that says sustainability so many times in such a short document, but that goes towards how important it is. We know that businesses are facing challenges, and it was great to hear from Arnie from SEAI that they're all, that many of them are local challenges here in Malahide as well, and no one knows that better than the local authority. We're often frontline when the storms hit and doing things with sandbags, but we want to try and future-proof that. So we really wanted to work with businesses to find out what your challenges are and how we can help you address them. We did a piece of work a number of years ago called Sustainable Fingal, which was an initiative basically which was targeted to businesses to try and encourage businesses to take the first steps towards sustainability. So again, a little bit like SEAI, we did best practice guides, a few videos, case studies with people who had done sustainability measures. And we were very much looking at the bottom line, things you could do to save money on energy, water and waste. So all of those things are up there now. But as part of our new economic development strategy, we want to do a little bit more. We want to bring that to the next level. So we're going to do a sustainable Fingal strategy, which we're targeting at businesses, and we're about to start working that now this winter. We'll do some public consultation on that, and pretty much what we want to do is identify what gaps are there for businesses. So you heard an awful lot from SEAI about what they have to offer. Our LEO office, our local enterprise office, has an awful lot to offer as well, and our climate action office do a lot of work in the community. There's things like Leader as well. So there's an awful lot out there, but what we want to hear from businesses is basically, what are the gaps? What don't you know? What needs aren't being addressed? So that we can try and start thinking about how we fill those gaps and how we address them. What supports do you actually need? So we do hope to engage with Malahide Chamber and other chambers across the county to get your views on what we're not doing, whether that's information or signposting or financial supports or even training supports. What needs to be done, and we can work that up into a strategy and start to deliver that. At the moment, one of the things that we've started doing is trying to raise awareness of sustainability, and we've been sharing some sustainability success stories. We've done a piece of work over the summer with Techcrete and with A4All, both the companies in Balbriggan, who shared with us how they got started on their sustainability journey, what they're doing at the moment, and what their future ambitions are. So many of them started out very small, where they were changing LED lights and moved on to big things. Techcrete is probably familiar to a lot of people. Anybody who ever drove out to Howth would have seen the big Techcrete signs. So they're based out in Balbriggan now, and they have a very interesting story about how they're moving through the various measures, starting small and getting bigger as their confidence grows. So those videos are on our social media channels. You can see the various channels that we have there on LinkedIn, on X and Facebook. So if you want to know a little bit more about their journeys, what they were doing, please do follow us, and you can see those videos and learn a little bit more about what they're doing. I also wanted to let you know that Fingal County Council has signed up to the Circular Cities Declaration. We're one of a number of local authorities across Europe who've signed up to this, and this is trying to embed circular economy principles. So going back to what you would have heard earlier, it's all about reduce, reuse, recycling, and I think back in the day, I know my own parents and grandparents would have been very good at that, and I think we've kind of gone into fast food, fast fashion, and we've kind of lost some of that. So it's trying to bring those principles back, that we make use of things and we make them last longer. But a very big part of that, and it was great to see it in a presentation earlier, is collaboration, particularly for businesses. How can we work together? How do we know what somebody else is doing and potentially work together to deliver circularity in our own local economy. And that can be anything from last mile delivery, where you share a delivery van, or you're taking somebody else's waste, or you're working on packaging together. So there's an awful lot we can do in terms of circularity, and we're really just at the very start of that journey, and we're trying to get good learnings and good practice from other cities who are more advanced from us to see, can we transfer those lessons and take them up in Fingal. Moving on then to some financial supports, we have the local enterprise office in Fingal, and they have a number of programs that people might be interested in terms of what they can do. Lean for Business is one program, digital is another, and green for business. So these are all various programs that are available to you to come to the local enterprise office, contact the local enterprise office, find out a little bit more about those programs and what they can do to improve your cost effectiveness in your business and help you go digital, reduce some of your costs there. So if any of those sound like something you'd be interested in, please do come and talk to the local enterprise office about them. We do have sustainability Kickstarter workshops, which we run on a reasonably regular basis. And again, we have a new a grant scheme here, the Energy Efficiency Grant. Not that it's very new, but it's kind of leading on from what SEAI was talking about, in that once you have your energy audit, if you're a small business and you can't afford to be putting solar PV in, this is probably the grant that you'd be looking at, in that it's covering up to amounts of about €10,000, so you're getting up to 75% of your costs back. And it's really looking at small businesses, 50 employees or less, and you must be in business for at least 12 months. So this might be a grant that would be very useful for people who are just looking to take small measures. And the kind of things that it covered, I've just broken it down very simply there: equipment, smart energy controls, meters, heat recovery. It's all the very simple things that you would start out from. And then you might go back on from that to the SAI when you're looking at the bigger things in terms of solar panels or insulation. So this is really a Kickstarter grant, and it recently has increased in value up to €10,000. So it's a very good one to come and talk to the local enterprise office about. Finally, just before I hand over to my colleague Bridget, just to let you know, there's a number of strategies the Fingal County Council is working on, and depending on your sector, these might be of interest to you. One is the tourism strategy, so anyone who is in that sector, we have adopted a new tourism strategy, so we're moving into the implementation stage of that. And again, sustainability is a theme that's going to be running through the implementation of our tourism strategy. So if there are people in that sector, if they want to talk to us about that strategy or how they get involved, please feel free to contact us. We'd be delighted to hear from you. On the far side then, one is the next strategy is the food and drink policy. So anyone who's in that sector, again, we're moving into the implementation stage of that, and sustainability is going to be key there as well. Food waste is a big issue for us, and how we can embed circularity and be a little bit smart about how we treat food. Finally, the Fingal skills strategy, we're working on this at the moment. We're about to launch a new strategy. We're the first local authority in Ireland to look at skills, and it's kind of grown from strength to strength. One of the things we have in this is a green skills group who are looking at green skills, and the evolution of that implementation group has been very interesting, in that the group started out thinking green skills sector, it's going to be a particular thing, and the evolution has been that green skills is going to affect every business everywhere. It's embedded across everything. It's a little bit like gender balance. Sustainability is everybody's problem and everybody's issue. So that group is very much looking at how can you encourage green skills. And I saw something very interesting yesterday from Trinity College, actually, where they had students in and they were taking their first sustainability lecture, and that has been embedded into the course. So that's really the things that we want to see, that people start taking sustainability as something that's embedded in everybody's business, no matter what sector that you're in. And there's an awful lot of work being done in terms of the twin transition, green and digital transition. There's an awful lot of opportunity there from DDLETB and various universities, where they're coming out with micro-credentials. So people who don't have time to go back and spend a day a week in college and learn about sustainability, there are now micro-credentials that you can take, and many of them are free, that you can sign up to, learn at your own pace over a number of weeks, and build up credits and learn about this yourself, or have one of your staff attend. So all of those things we are going to be promoting through the Fingal skills strategy, and there are things that are going to be pushed out over our platform about these micro-credentials. And if green sustainability training is something that you're interested in, it's a space worth watching, because DDL, ETB and many others are offering courses which are either free or highly subsidised that people just don't know about. So those are things we definitely want to talk to you about. So just as the computer dies, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Bridget. Bridget, do you want to come up? Thank you very much.